David YING resilience going around in the first. It was a good debut, just beaten by one better on the day.
Yeah, the horse that beat him beat him on his merits, but I think our horse will definitely improve around a bend, and physically he's improved a lot. He's a very big young horse, and I think he was, one, a bit lost down the straight, and two, a bit heavy in condition. So he's tightened up a bit, and a couple of good gallops in between. I think he'll run a good race.
Can that happen to these new horses when they arrive here in Hong Kong, just down the straight without that sort of rail to follow? Can they just get that little bit lost?
Yeah, he drew the wrong side of the track. He hasn't got a good barrier this as well, but I think it would have been better if he drew the outside fence. He could have ran up there. They definitely look for the rails, especially the young horses.
What about as these Griffins as well, when you're taking on the last start winner as well with the 7-pound handicap? Is that a vital swing for him as well?
I think the natural improvement, the 7-pound around a bend, we're hoping we can turn it around on that horse. But I have to say, he beat us on our merits last time, so we'll be very wary of him.
Ben, Ballistic win going around in race number 8, a horse you've partnered in his last 2 outings, and he looks like he's sort of come good at the back end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. He's been running great. He's both efforts over 1200. He's finished strong. Lasted on a yielding track. He got home and was a really good second. So barrier 7 up to the 1400. Hopefully we can go one better.
What about his racing style? He looks to have been a better horse, sort of ridden cold the last couple of times. So you've been on board. Do you think that's his best way of going? Yeah,
I think so. He's shown good ability before his recent 2 starts, or before we've linked up. But it definitely seems his best effort is when he's almost coincidentally, if he's drawn wide and had to end up further back to not cover ground, but then he's finished off good. So adopted similar tactics last time. The yielding track, it was obviously still effective, asking for an effort, but he didn't travel as well in soft ground. So I'll be hoping, if it rains, there isn't a lot of it. I think a firmer track is better for him, but nonetheless he's racing really good. Benno Young stable's going well, so hopefully he can get in the winner's stall.
You've ridden him a couple of times in recent track work, including this week. Has he given you a good feel at the track in the mornings?
Yeah, definitely. There's been no change in him, which is probably the best news. Since he seems to. He is going into the race as he has been leading into his last run and the one before that. So no complaints. Hopefully a bit of luck in running and he goes well.
Hugh, the WINNABE, another impressive looking win last time out, although probably not the quickest out of the gates and might have been sort of similar in his first run, but you must have been delighted the way he finished off his race last time out again too.
Yeah, I certainly was. He's an exciting horse. He's got a really good brain. He's a little bit fractious in the barriers his first start, but he improved on that second time. But as you pointed out, he's just a bit tardy into stride. But look, that's something that doesn't concern me too much. I'd just like to see him mature a bit. I think he's got the brain and the persona to overcome all those things. It's not. I think he'll go the right way, not the wrong way. But that's just a maturity thing. But he's a big, strong horse. He's got a good substance about him, and look, he's certainly up to Class 3 class in my opinion. And I think, you know, it'll be interesting to see how he shapes up at his first go at it.
How do you feel he's come on since his last start? Because he has also trialled again here at Sha Tin on the all-weather, and visually that looked impressive too.
Yeah, he feels good. I mean, I wasn't out to sort of see how good he is in the trial. I just wanted him to do his work and go through the motions, and that's exactly what he did. But he's got a beautiful action. As I said, he's got a really, really good brain, which is very important, of course, particularly here in Hong Kong. So yeah, he's an exciting horse, not only for this weekend, but for next season.
Speaking of next season, he's obviously got some stamina in the pedigree with the sire and a bit on the dam side as well. So in time, you think he'll stretch over a bit further as well?
I've got no doubt a mile will be well within his repertoire. In fact, I think you won't see the best of him till he gets to a mile. So, you know, it's one step at a time, and, you know, John's been very patient with him, and hopefully we'll see the rewards of that pay dividends next season.
A couple of nice winners on Thursday night at Happy Valley. No doubt good to get those at the back end of the season as we into the final 4.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to the meetings ahead. We've got some nice rides to look forward to, and Yeah, I had a good book of rides at Happy Valley, so it was good to hit the target. It's been a bit of a lean couple of weeks, but not complaining. Horses have been running well and consistently well. So hopefully we can finish with a few more winners and look forward to a break before coming back next season and try and pick up where we left off.
Last race on Saturday, Douglas, you've got Victor the Rapid engaged to put up, I thought, a reasonable performance in ordinary conditions behind a nice type at his first run.
He did. He showed a bit of tenacity, having been his first run. Had a handful of, or not a handful, a couple of trials only going into it, and as you said, under those conditions, I thought he stayed on pretty dominantly towards the end.
Has he settled in relatively well and easy into the Hong Kong way of going after racing in the UK?
He has. He's been very uncomplicated. He's probably one of the few that have settled in quicker than normal. He's got a lovely attitude about him, and he's a nice nuggety, burly little horse. He's not very tall, but what he lacks in height, he makes up in depth. So, yeah, he, as I said, he's been doing everything correctly.
How's he come on since his first up effort?
He's come on. He stripped fitter from that first race. He would have. I mean, as I said, he does hold a good bit of condition, but he certainly, in my opinion, he's improved, and he'll be effective. He'll be running a good race.
Nice to take the feature Class 2 race on Thursday night as well, and then bringing up a double later on in the night with Zoom Boom as well.
Yeah, they've just been two models of consistency in my yard. Zoom Boom, I don't think he's run a bad race for me, and Majestic Night, he's just, that's his pet course and distance, and you've got to thank Hugh for a 10 out of 10 ride. He hugged the rail, helped him carry the weight, and the horse did the rest.